You know, I'm so disappointed. Well, first, let me say this, family. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever side of the diaspora that you are on. Welcome to the Mental House. I am your host, Khadijah. Okay, I didn't sing this morning because I feel like Soldier Story. Y'all know that scene. I tried to sing, wouldn't nothing come out. That's exactly how I feel right now. Okay, um, because somebody got to address these babies. Somebody has got to address um, our babies wilding out the way they are. You know, I don't. I know this is happening all over the country, but in the city that I live in the city that I live in, and I mean, I can just tell you, in the last 5 years, we've had juveniles, and when I say kids, I mean between the ages of 11 and the ages of maybe 17, 19, from incidents of young people going to pull adults out of their homes, beating them in the streets with 2x4s, gangs of children going to a pool, listen to me now, pulling adults out of their homes and beating the shit out of them, and also killing them, hitting adults at the bus stops with 2x4s, beating them. We have a juvenile detention center that is overcrowded with young people between the ages of maybe 14 and 19. They can't even send them to a place called Lincoln Hills anymore, and which is a place that I was familiar with, because the staff was disrespecting and raping the children and committing all kinds of heinous behaviors and acts against the damn children. Okay. Now, if anybody needs to be reminded that we are living in a cesspool and that the rulers of this society has lost all types of control of the people, okay? And break that down because, again, communities are just extension of families, and the families have broken down in a way that they're out of control and they're dysfunctional. And it's a wonder that they're running in any kind of capacity at all. Okay? So I got to start with the family. Everything I do starts with the family. I mean, I can't think of no other place to start because that's where your beliefs are formed. That's where your uh, behaviors are going to be cultivated, or they're going to be cut off. All this stuff happens in your communication. All that's going to be learned in the very first place that you park your body, which is going to be your family of origin. Now, nobody in the black community want to talk about too many, and actually, to be honest with you, from the CDC, I believe, the Center for Disease Control, um, um, pregnancies in my area are down because we led the nation in teenage pregnancies here in Milwaukee. We led the nation in teenage pregnancy. So those numbers have come down, thank God. But the bottom line is we still have 11 and 12-year-olds getting pregnant, becoming people's parents who are totally emotionally underdeveloped, and their mother is probably 27. So she's underdeveloped emotionally because it's becoming a cycle and a pattern of underdeveloped emotional people bringing into babies in the world and being adjudicated the responsibility of raising them, men and women. Okay, and the reason why I got to go in on this, and I know I'm gonna have a lot of hate mail, comments after this, and I really don't give a damn at this point because we are in crisis. We are in a crisis. And what is going on now is the plantation, because this all this is a big plantation. The behavior on the plantation has remained the same. You have men impregnating women, girls. Some one of the worst cases I know. Like again, I think I did a video about it that because it sickened me so bad. Someone that I saw with so much potential, who I thought that could have been a Coty dancer or just maybe Alvin Ailey dancer for that matter. Um, and I watched her be impregnated at 12, 13 years old, sneaking out of the house, born to a mother who had her at 12, at 13 or 14, and now the cycle has continued. We have to give account to what the hell is going on in our homes, that we can't keep blaming white folks for that. We cannot keep. We know what the hidden hand. We already know about that, and if we don't, then we're not listening, because there's all kinds of information out here about the hidden hand and the direction and the social engineering that we are being steered to. And if you think something is wrong with you and you don't even have the capacity to try to find out what it is, then you already know that you're part of the problem. More than likely, you're part of the problem. So this is not uh, a video other than to say we got to stop. Nobody can fix this problem but black people, black women. We have to stop. We have to stop letting our daughters watch us bring all kinds of strange men into our home, which was something that, you know what, fortunately for me, and I guess that's why I'm speaking on it. If I have to give my narcissistic mother a praise for one thing, that is she only married my father, and that's the only father and that's the only man that's ever been around me. And I have to give an account to God for this. I've never had a man around me that tried to rape me. I've never been around any man but my father. And let me tell you something, my father was a man. Howbeit eccentric or whatever, he was a man. He was a provider and he was a protector. I remember times when the police come to my house in the middle of the night and we were taught to hit the floor, okay, and get up under the beds when the police come. I remember my father single-handedly making the police leave out of our house. And my father always was strapped with heavy artillery, and they knew it. And I guess they was gonna have to kill us all, which would have been a mother and a bunch of babies, because my father was a man, and that's all I know. And having as many brothers as I have, I've probably taken on. I have a probably a more masculine way of thinking. Okay, so and I don't make no apologies for that. It is what it is. Okay, but me in turn becoming a mother, if it's one thing I thought and I vowed never to do was put a bunch of men over my child. I wasn't going to do that. It's going to be very protect, or anybody for that matter. And I was going to try to now. Of course, nobody's perfect, but I'm saying my experience, and my daughter can bear witness. She hasn't had a lot of people into her life. I wasn't changing partners and men and stuff every week and bringing all these damn strangers around my kids. What the hell is wrong with y'all? So what happens is you bring these people because I know you want to be loved. Everybody wants to be loved. Everybody under the sun wants to be loved. But you cannot put your needs and your wants and your desires above your child's safety. So if you want to get your groove on so bad, and you a single mama and blah 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 blah, you're gonna have to find you a babysitter, and you're gonna have to leave your house. I don't give a damn if you in the alley. I don't care if you in a car. I don't give a damn where you getting your Jones off at. I really don't give no damn. But what I don't want you to do is bring these strange men in the house with your girls. I don't want you to do that. Okay? And later on, when I come back, I'm going to continue this subject because we got to stop blaming white folk for our dysfunction as a family. We gotta know that if it's not against the law. If it's not against the law for the white man to sell you a knife, yay big, but if it's against the law for you to carry it concealed, that's up to you to use your intelligence because it's like traps all over. So we have to stay informing our young people, and we cannot be afraid. We cannot continue to allow them to have these babies and nobody's there to guide them, and they think they're adults and they're only 15 years old, so they are guiding these children in a way that their brains are not going to develop healthy. And in fact, the baby is growing up so damn dysfunctional that 9 out of 10 times the babies are going to be involved with criminal activity. It's a vicious cycle that the hidden hand created for us all, and we're walking right into it. But the only way it's going to stop, like my brother said, he said, something phenomenal has got to happen. That's what Willie Lynch said. It's going to take something phenomenal to get us up out of this. It took some brutality to beat us into it. So what the hell y'all think it's going to take to beat us out or to get us up out of this line of thinking? Don't get mad at me. Okay? I don't know what it's going to take, but I know it's not going to take no feather tapping you on the ass with. It's going to take some hard talk. It's going to take some hard actions. It's going to take some of us to get down and get dirty with you. And those of us who are elders, who have led by example, we would hope. We should walk in our... No, we ain't no hope involved. I take that back. Take that back. Our faith, our intuition, I should say, should allow us to be at peace with knowing that we can talk to our babies if we have led in the right direction. If we are sincere and honest and vulnerable, and at the same time firm and strong and uncompromising in some of our behaviors, then maybe our children will begin to respect us a little bit more. I personally look at all the children as my babies. So when I see little kids walking up and down the street, especially young men, and they 11 and 12 years old and 13, and they got cigarettes hanging out of their mouth, the first thing I tell them, I said, honey, you too handsome for that. If you want to see your face drop, if you want to see yourself with line, once you start that habit, honey, it's going to cost you. And not only is it going to cost you, honey, you're not even going to be as cute as you are right now. And most of the men, you can appeal to their ego, and they be like, ooh, wee. My point is, somebody has to initiate conversation with these children. Don't initiate no conversation if you sitting out here drinking alcohol and smoking bongs with them. They're not trying to hear you like that. They're not trying to hear you because you disrespected them long enough. Okay? And I did a video years ago about and made apology. But our young people are out of hand, and you can tell how the way they beating us. You can tell by the way that girls dress. You can tell by the way that the young people are becoming parents way before they know how to even read properly. Before they can even read before they can even read 9th grade material, 10th grade high school material, their parents. So oh my God, their development is arrested. It's shut down at too much of an early age. Can't nobody fix that but us. And we got to get up out of our shit because we failed them. Those of us who smoked crack in the 80s, those of us who was wilding out and we didn't think that the society would go, and we failed our babies. They ain't like this for nothing. Okay? So what do you suggest that we do to get our babies back on track? Because right now they beating us, they pulling us out of homes. Not they're they're just the other day, an 81-year-old man got knocked to the concrete, and on the bus, he got off the bus, and a 16-year-old knocked him off, and he's in a coma. A community activist has been beat down by somebody that's not even worthy enough to that he's fought for this young man's ability to even do certain things. And our kids have no education. They have no reverence for us. They have no love for us. They have no sense of camaraderie. They have no sense of clan fair play. And you know why? It ain't their fault. It's not their fault at all. It's ours. All right. I think I've ranted enough. And it's all underneath the 2-year-old child shooting her mother in the back of the head while the mother is driving because there's a gun in the car, and the baby picked up the gun and shot her in the head. We got to get a grip, people. We got to get a grip. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at the situation. And this is how you need to be talked to, as far as I'm concerned. In fact, we might have to come up with some other measures because it's going to have to be something brutal. Yeah, educationally wise, physical wise, emotional wise. And I ain't talking about no slut shaming, stupid stuff like that. I'm talking about it's going to have to be something brutal to get some of us out of this way of thinking. Because they beat us into it. And I don't know, we act like we need to be beat out of it. So I'm going to start with the verbal lashing. Okay? All right. That's my rant for the day. I should have had my raw hat on. I didn't. But I'll be back later because I ain't finished. See you next time in the mental house. If you like what you hear, please like and subscribe. Bye-bye.